So, good morning everyone. We are the Group 1 and we are going to report Lesson 7, which is about the challenge between ethics of religion. So, in this lesson, we're going to tackle the following: sources of moral authority, the challenge at hand, morality and ethics, ethics and religion, divine command theory, belief in sacred scriptures and religious traditions, natural law theory, and lastly, ethical reasoning and living. So for now, I'm going to discuss the sources of moral authority. First, what is moral authority? So, moral authority refers to where we base our ideas of what's right and wrong. It guides our decisions, actions, and behavior in everyday life. So, for example, this one is, for example, if we fortunately find a wallet tadaan, our moral authority helps us to decide things. It is our basis if we're going to report the missing wallet or hindi. But syempre, even if we all know na the right thing to do is isawali ito, there are cases pa rin na now many people don't. And that is affected through the sources or kung ano ang mga bagay na naka-greatly affect on our morality. So according to our lesson, there are two main sources of moral authority, which is money and naka-affect sa ato decision, namely religion and politics. So let's start first with religion. So religion is one of the oldest sources of moral authority. It provides us with teachings and rules about what is good or bad. So for example, we have different religions. So there are practices and commandments that people follow, such as praying, fasting, or doing good deeds. This teaching help us to guide people in making moral decisions. Also, religious leaders like priests or priests help explain these teachings to the community. So religion is one of the factors that affect our moral authority. A lot of things ang nakuha natin in our religion that help us to undergo and decide kung ano ba ang tama and mali. And I am not really or di ko kabisado yung other religions, so I will make example on my very own. So for example, as an Catholic, we have the so-called 10 commandments that tells us what are the most not to do and needed to do as we believe on Christ. Just by this, we already gain strong factor on what's right and what's wrong. Kasi nakasaad sa 10 commandments na bawal pumatay, bawal magnakaw, bawal sumamba except Christ. And that's how my religion, and for sure to our fellow MSU1 have learned something through the religion that greatly affect on their morality right now. So next is politics. So politics refer to the system of government and laws in society. Laws are created to guide people's behavior and maintain order. For example, rules against stealing or harming others are based on moral ideas of fairness and justice. Political leaders and institutions make sure the laws are followed. So when it comes to religion, we have affected definitely kasi magkakaiba tayo. But when it comes to politics, I believe that we're affected as a whole kasi we live in the Philippines and we follow its rules. So how does politics affect our morality and the way we decide? It's simple because of rules within us. Kung natin mali ang magnakaw, we know na it's wrong to commit murder, it's wrong to try use drugs or to rape someone. We all know of this because of these rules by our government. That is how politics affects us. So for now, I have questions. How are religions and politics connected to culture? So culture includes our traditions and way of life. Many of culture's practices come from religion and are supported by laws. This means that culture is not the main source of moral authority, but rather a result of religion and politics. So in conclusion, we need to understand the sources of our morality to help us become more aware of our values and why we follow certain rules in society.
Okay, so good day everyone, and today I will discuss the lesson 7, which is about the challenges between ethics, religion, and it focuses on morality and ethics. So, my name is Mershem Glory Binakines, and bear with my voice kasi medyo paos pa siya, and yeah, so yung mga points ko kay gina bullet form ko na lang siya para mas easy and mas minimal siya tignan and understandable also. So in introduction, ethics and religion guide human behavior. It also help us know what is right and wrong, and sometimes they agree, sometimes they conflict. So both ethics and religion guide us on deciding what is right and wrong. However, sometimes they agree and sometimes they conflict. This is what makes the topic challenging. So, what is ethics? So, ethics is basically a study of right and wrong based on reason and thinking, use logic and critical thinking, and it can change over time. So, ethics is a study of what is right and what is wrong using reason and thinking. It is based on logic, not necessarily on religion, and ethics can also change depending on society and situation. So, for example, we use ethics when we decide what is fair or unfair in everyday life. So, yeah, parang it's so very self-explanatory. So we use ethics. For example, we use ethics when we decide what is fair and unfair in everyday life. So I won't go further about that because I believe that it's very clear and self-explanatory. So next, what is religion? What is religion? So religion, it is a system of beliefs based on faith, follow sacred teachings, guided by divine authority, and usually fixed and traditional. So religion is a system of beliefs based on faith and teachings from a higher being or God. So it follows sacred texts and traditions. Unlike ethics, religion is usually more fixed and does not change easily. So, for example, many religions have rules like do not lie or do not steal because it is written on like in the Bible. So, yeah, since we talk about religion, so parang fix na talaga siya na okay, bawal kang magnakaw, bawal kang pumatay. So, parang hindi na siya how do you call this one? Hindi na siya fix na siya talaga. So, next is what is morality? Okay. So, morality is simply as principles of right and wrong behavior. It influenced by ethics and religion and seen in daily actions. So, morality is an actual behavior of a person and what we believe is right and wrong. It is influenced by both ethics and religion. So, for example, being honest, kind, respectful are a moral action. So, yeah. So, what is the relationship between ethics and religion? It both guide moral behavior, teach values such as honesty, respect, kindness. Often agree, but not always. Yeah. So ethics and religion are connected. Both teach us to become good people. They promote values like honesty, kindness, and respect. In many cases, they agree with each other. However, they do not always agree. So yeah, it's so like understandable. So yeah, kasi hindi ko kasi na ma-explain masyado kasi yung boses ko paubos na. So yeah, parang ganun na. So anyway, let's move on and let's proceed to the challenges. So the challenges is reason versus faith, changing versus fixed beliefs, and freedom versus obedience. So first, they have different choices. Ethics is based on reason, while religion is based on faith. So sometimes, what is logical may not match religious teachings. Second, ethics can change, but religion is often fixed. So this can cause problems in modern issues like technology or social changes. Third, is the freedom versus obedience. Ethics allows personal freedom, while religion may require obedience. This creates conflicts while a person's personal belief is different from religious rules. So, explanation of the challenges. It's ethics is like based on the reason, and religion based on faith, and ethics adapts, religion stays traditional. Personal beliefs may conflict with religion's rules. So I have here two examples, which is equality versus religious rules, and the medical decisions versus beliefs. A person may believe in equality based on ethics, but their religion may have traditional rules. So, dito, siya na fall sa equality versus religious rules. So, a person may believe in equality based on ethics, but their religion may have traditional rules. So, ano yung mga rules na yun? So, di ba, when sa religion, kasi more on like nasa biblical na ano. So yeah, parang doon equality based on ethics. So let's say for example gender equality. So though hindi ko siya kasi may post this. So yun lang so yeah, so let's proceed in medical decisions versus beliefs. A doctor may face decisions that are scientifically right but may conflict with religious beliefs. Okay, so what importance promotes an understanding, encourage respect, and helps in decision making. So understanding both ethics and religion is important because it helps us respect others' beliefs, it makes us open-minded, and it is also it helps us make better decisions in difficult situations. So in conclusion, ethics and religion both guide us. They can sometimes conflict. Balance is important in making decisions. So to conclude, ethics and religion both guide us in knowing what is right and wrong, but because they are different, they can sometimes conflict. So that is why we need to understand both, so that we can make wise and moral decisions in life. And that would be all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum everyone, I am Nurhaima Sandab Anrol. So today I'm going to tackle the ethics and religion. So before that, what is ethics? Ethics is a study of moral principles that determine what is right and wrong. So it involves using reason and critical thinking to evaluate the human actions. So to evaluate the human actions and their effects on the other people. So while the religion is a system of beliefs, practices, and values centered on faith in a higher power or spiritual reality. So religion it provides guidance on how we should live based on sacred teachings or tradition. So what is ethics and what is the difference between ethics and religion? So ethics is ang ethics is nakabase siya sa tama or mali. So, ethics is siya yung nagtuturo kung ano ba dapat yung tamang decision na ating gagawin na kung ano yung makakabuti sa isang tao or magiging effect ng behavior natin sa isang tao. So, tinutulungan niya tayo para gumawa ng tamang decision or kung ano yung tamang behavior natin. So, it teaches us what is the right behavior. So, while the religion is, it bases on beliefs or tradition. So, ang religion naman is nakabase siya sa kung paano dapat tayo mamuhay base sa ating religion or kung ano yung paniniwala ng isang kung ano ba yung paniniwala ng isang katauhan. So, yun yung religion. Nakabase siya sa tradition or paniniwala ng isang tao. So, while the ethics is, it teaches what is right behavior or kung ano, paano tayo dapat magdesisyon ng tama. Kung ano yung makakabuti sa isang katauhan. So, yun yung ethics. So, gumagamit yung ethics ng reason or logic para suriin yung human action. Kung ano yung magiging action ng tao or kung ano yung magiging effect nito sa isang tao. So, that's all.
Good day everyone, I am Angel Grace Emperante and today I will be discussing the Divine Command Theory. This is one of the perspectives in ethics regarding how we determine what is right and what is wrong. What is Divine Command Theory? This views conceives God as the lawyer or the lawgiver who laid down the rules that we must follow. So these rules are called the commandments. So according to this theory, we are free to obey or disobey, but morally, we are compelled to follow God's commands because doing so is what is right. It solves the problem of relativism, meaning it gives us a clear standard of what is good and bad, right and wrong that does not depend on personal opinions. However, this theory faces a famous philosophical question known as the Euthyphro dilemma. It asks, is something good because God commands it, or does God command it because it is good? Let me explain both sides. Number 1, if something is good because God commanded, this means goodness is arbitrary. If God commanded lying or killing, then those things would be considered good. This is hard to accept because it makes morality seem random. Number 2, if God commands it because it is good, so this means there is a standard of goodness outside and above God. This implies that God is not the source of all goodness, but rather follows a higher law, which also challenges the idea of God being supreme. This dilemma shows that while religion gives us guidance, it is not easy to simply say right is right because God says so. Philosophers like Thomas Aquinas argued that morality is based on reason and the nature of things, not just on commands. Also, we have to remember that different religions have different beliefs and rules. So, relying only on divine command theory makes it hard to find a common moral ground that everyone can agree on. So, divine command theory says that morality comes from God's commands. It gives us clear guide, but it also raises difficult questions about why things are right or wrong. In the end, ethics is not just about following rules, but also about understanding the reasons behind them. Thank you.
So, good day everyone. Today, I am going to report about the sacred and religion tradition. To begin with, let us first understand the meaning of sacred. So, the word sacred refers to something that is holy, special, and worthy of respect because it is connected to God or spiritual beliefs. So, sacred things may include places, objects, symbols, writings, and practices that are important in a religion. Next, the religion tradition. So these are the beliefs, customs, rituals, and practices of the people follow as part of their religion. So these traditions are often passed down from parents to children or from one generation to another. They keep, they help keep religion alive and meaningful in the lives of believers. So when we combine the two ideas, the sacred and religious tradition, it refers to the holy beliefs, values, and the practice that people observe to show their faith, worship, and devotion to their religion. So there are many examples of sacred and tradition, religious tradition. So first is the praying. Second is the worshiping in sacred places. Third one is reading holy books. And the fourth one is the fasting. And the last one is celebrating religious holidays. So the first one is the praying. So people pray to communicate to God. Then the second is the worshiping in sacred place such as churches, mosques. And the third one is the reading holy books like Bible and Quran. So in fasting, a religious practice where people avoid food or certain activities for spiritual discipline. And the last one is the celebrating religious holidays such as Christmas and Ramadan. So these sacred and religious traditions are very important because they help people in many ways. First, they help people straighten their faith and become close to God. And they teach important values such as respect, discipline, kindness, forgiveness, and unity. They help people to preserve their culture and identity because many religion traditions are connected to communities' history as a way of life. And lastly, they bring people together and create sense of belonging and spiritual connection. So that is all, and thank you for listening.
Good day to everyone. I am Mariam Hanifa B. Makala, and today I will be discussing about the natural law theory. So, natural law theory is a philosophical and legal concept that suggests there are universal moral principles inherent in human nature and discoverable through reasons. These laws are believed to apply to all people regardless of culture, religion, or government. The theory has played a major role in shaping ethics, law, political thought throughout history. So, natural law theory dates back in ancient times. Early ideas can be traced to philosophers like Aristotle, who believed that everything in nature has a purpose. Later, Thomas Aquinas developed the theory further during the Middle Ages. Aquinas combined Christian theology with philosophy, arguing that natural law comes from God and is part of a divine plan. So, the key principles of natural law theory is based on several important ideas. First one is universality. Natural law applies to all human beings everywhere, regardless of time or place. Next is moral order. There is a natural moral order in the universe that humans can understand through reason. Next is human nature. Humans have inherent purpose such as preserving life, seeking truth, and living in society. The last is right and wrong. Actions are morally right if they align with natural law and if they go against it. So these were Aquinas' view on natural law. The first one is internal law, God's overall plan for the universe. Next is natural law, human participation in internal law through reason. Next is human law, laws created by government. And the last is divine law, laws revealed through scripture. Aquinas also identified basic human goods: life, reproduction, knowledge, social living, worship of God. So the applications of natural law theory is legal systems. It shapes idea about justice and human rights. Next is human rights. The belief that rights are universal comes from natural law. Next is ethics. It helps to determine moral behavior based on reasons in human nature. Criticism of natural law theory. Cultural differences. Not all societies agree on what is natural or moral. And next is religion basis. Some argue it depends too much on belief in God. The last is rigidity. It may not adapt well to modern, complex issues. So, in conclusion, natural law theory remains an important philosophical concept that emphasizes universal moral principles grounded in human nature and reason. While it has faced criticism, it continues to influence discussions about ethics, justice, and human rights in modern world. That's all. Thank you.
So hi, I'm Raisa Abaton and I'm going to be talking about the ethical reasoning and living. So, have you ever noticed that even if people have different religions, they can still agree on what is right and wrong? They can still, but sometimes they also disagree. So the question is, who decides what is truly right? So first, of course, our religion gives us moral values. They teach us how to live properly, like do not steal, be kind to others. So religion helps us live meaningful and orderly lives. However, not all religions are the same. They have different beliefs and rules. And so because of this, conflicts can happen. People may disagree about what is right or wrong. And then this is where ethics comes in. Ethics is not based on religion, it is based on reason and thinking. Its goal is to create universal moral standards that everyone can follow regardless of religion. Say for example, some atheists or agnostics can still act morally, while some religious leaders may act unethically. One example is, during the Spanish colonization here in the Philippines, the fraile or the priests, they act very unethical during the time. So that's what we talk about, that morality is not based on religion alone. So ethics is guided by two important principles: rationality and impartiality. We all know naman rationality is using reason to decide what is right or wrong, whilst impartiality being fair and not biased, so decisions must be logical and fair for everyone. In simple terms, ethics is based on reason and religion is based on faith, and they're very different, but that does not mean one is wrong. Both are really important in guiding human behavior. We all have to understand that ethics is independent from religion because it aims to be a universal standard that all people can follow, even if they have different beliefs. So in conclusion, even if we have different religions, we can still agree on what is right and wrong through ethics because it uses reason and fairness as its foundation. That's all. Thank you.